tone of this poem is one of annoyance, at the very least, and disdain or disgust by the speaker towards the person who's talking a lot, the talker in here. And we see that through some of the choices in figurative language. First, he compares the monologue, the sound of this person speaking, to a giant buzz of a giant fly. Now, what's interesting to notice is that he highlights that word buzz, that onomatopoeic word there for us. So the audience not only just thinks of a giant fly, but thinks of that giant buzz. A little bit later, we see he's compared to a bullfrog. And again, the croaking of the bullfrog, this kind of mindless droning on and on. And certainly frogs and flies aren't the most sympathetic of creatures, and the speaker is transferring that possible disgust or annoyance to the subject of this poem. This tone is also created through the word choice, and examine the ones that are there in blue. The individual, the talker, the subject of this poem, spurts. And now that's speaking about his way of speaking. But in this case, a spurt is something that's almost unintentional, it's unguided, and this implies that the subject of the poem is speaking without thinking. And that continues. People have to bear his unending monologue. Now, certainly his monologue ends, but in this case, it feels like it doesn't end. And the reaction is that people feel impatient. And a little bit later, he compares the sound of the person speaking to the screech of traffic and the hubbub of a crowd. All these things are either meaningless, like the hubbub, where you can't discern a clear train of thought, or they're actually annoying sounds. It's very clear that the subject of this poem, the talker, is one that the speaker dislikes quite a bit.